Hello there, my name is Laura Lynx PSI, and I want to thank you all for tuning in to the latest Supra Smash Bros. Direct. Stage 2022 is just around the corner, and with it, the release of Supra Smash Bros. Ultimatum 1.0. Thank you all for your patience. As for why 1.0 took so long, there is a multitude of factors as to why, starting off with the obvious. The 0.9 beta was not very well received. I got complaints that it was very slow, unbalanced, and all around not as exciting as C64 was to play. So, the last 2 years have been spent reworking the entire game. Everything has been made faster, mechanics have been tweaked, and new ones have been added, and every character in the game has been buffed substantially. Nerfing Pepsi Man and JoJo would have been the easy option, but I decided against it in favor of making the game more fun. The AI has also been further improved to be less predictable and smarter about its attack choices. Another thing that has made Ultimatum take so long is that, well, I'm a lot older now. I don't have the time. I don't have the free time I used to have when I started making the Smash Bros. Series. I'm in college now, and I have a job to afford it and other things. I would love to continue making the game for years to come, but as we'll get into later, releases will be slower than they used to be from here on out. I will not accept donations to work on this game full time. That would get me in very big legal trouble by profiting off the game. It'd be easier to go over what didn't get changed than go over what did, to be honest. Let's start with defensive changes. Defense has been greatly buffed in the game, the most minor change being that pushback is now between both characters, instead of only the character guarding being pushed back. This keeps the space between both characters relatively neutral, instead of giving the defender a disadvantage by putting them back. There is also now a way to push back the attacker. By pressing shield up to 3 frames before an attack connects, you will parry the hit, not only nullifying any damage your shield would have taken, but also pushing the attacker back or even reflecting select projectiles. In the air, you don't have access to either a shield or a parry, but now you can air dodge. Air dodging is similar to melee, minus the wave dashing. Because of these changes, defense is now a far more viable option in Ultimatum, and shields in general have been made stronger, giving characters with weaker defensive options like Luke a better chance at victory. Offensively, aside from nearly every single character in the game being buffed in some form or the other, the method of canceling attacks has been changed. Cancelable frames have been added to most moves, allowing for easier, longer, and more consistent combos. On top of this buff, you can now jump during the cancel window, giving access to air combos and juggles that otherwise would have been impossible. The sky's the limit. The catch is that attacks can only be cancelled if you hit the opponent with them. Whiffing or having an attack guarded will leave you open, so you have to be smarter about how you go about taking your opponent down. And some miscellaneous mechanic changes include short hopping, fast fall, and ledge dropping have all been added to the game. These mechanics give you more control over your characters, making the gameplay tighter than it did before. For character changes, I'm only going to go over major changes. If I went over every character and every change since they've received from 0.9, this direct would likely be an hour long. So for the characters who have been substantially changed, starting with Blaze, her moveset has been adjusted to make her much more powerful up close. Her side tilt is no longer a charged move, and her up tilt has been turned into a sex kick, while her down tilt is now a fiery explosion that hits both sides of her. Edward has gotten completely redrawn, with a full new moveset to boot. His normal attacks are quick and comboable, while his neutral and down special are killing options. Ness's moveset has been tweaked. His neutral special is now PK Freeze, and his down special is now PSI Shield Beta, giving him the ability to reflect projectiles for a short time or until it breaks. Rex has been given a 4th blade, in the form of Mithra. Mithra is the speed blade of the 4 now, sacrificing kill power and defense for speed and quicker attack cancels. Dromark and Poppy have also been buffed to make them more useful. Gordon Freeman can now aim his rocket forwards, greatly increasing the range and practicality of the attack. Roy's side special has been redrawn, giving it more range as well as making the side, up, and down variations more unique. And finally, Labo and Reimu still suck. Again, the remaining cast has all been given large changes as well, but the characters just mentioned got the most alterations to their playstyle. Everyone has been made just as viable, so there are no bad choices. Play as whoever you want to. I'd like to start off this section by discussing a brand new mode that has been in the works for quite some time. It's very unique compared to the single-player content, so I'd like to share it first. Please take a look.
Oh, nice computer you got here. Can I have it? I'm going to fly for you.
This new mode is called Tag Team Melee. In this special mode, you can summon assists you would normally find with items on. This allows assists to be used in a brand new way, adding a whole new layer of depth to Ultimatum's gameplay. The assist meter goes up on its own gradually, but can further be increased with successful attacks and parries. Be careful not to let your shield break, or you'll be set back to square one. Once the assist meter is full, simply hold down shield and special at the same time for your selected summon to fight with you. There's a variety of different assists that you can use, each giving its own edge to the battle. Find one that suits your character best and take down the competition. Now that we've discussed Tag Team Melee, I have some more modes relating to it that I would like to discuss. Maestro Orders is making a return in the release of Ultimatum 1.0. It has gotten a complete makeover from its C64 incarnation. The mode is now centered around chaotic battles, with special rules to up the stakes. You can use these rules to your advantage, either by picking things that benefit your character the most, or by restricting your opponents with the rule set. Either way, you better be careful. One death is enough to take you out. After clearing the rounds you've paid for, you'll take on one final battle against Maestro Hand. Play well enough, and his brother Alto Hand will join the fight to further intensify the showdown. All-Star has also been redone. Instead of a set of endurance matches, you can now select the order you'd like to take the arenas on in. Play it safe and start with the easier fights, or go all in and endure the 4 character battles first. It's up to you. This mode also gives you access to your assist. It's better to give you a better chance of survival, but be careful, the opponent is also capable of using theirs to take you down. Due to the change in design, All-Star mode is no longer playable until everyone has been unlocked. As for the other modes, there's one more I'd like to talk about. That's right, it's been teased for a very long time, but Ultimatum will be accompanied by an adventure mode. With a planned 50 stages, styled after both the adventure modes of the original Super Smash Bros. Melee and Brawl, this story will take place all around the world of Annoyance, with the characters teaming up to take down the threat to their world. Version 1 will be releasing with the first 10 stages of adventure mode, with more stages to be added in later updates. Speaking of, let's quickly go over the plan and release for future updates. Ultimatum 1.0 will be launching on September 2nd, premiering at Stage 2022 this year. This release has been in the works for a very long time, so I hope you are all excited to finally be getting to play the first full release of Supra Smash Bros. Ultimatum. Unlike the previous entries, updates for Ultimatum will be scheduled and released on a 3-month basis, with at least one new character, stage, and adventure mode level for each release. These updates will also feature balance changes, but don't expect a character to get nerfed just because you don't like fighting them. After all, the plan is to make everyone more broken than not. It's been a long time coming, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimatum is almost here. Thank you all for your patience, and as a token of my appreciation, I have gone the extra mile and designed one final, unseen character for the very first version of the game. This character has been the most requested addition to the roster since Mayday, so without further ado, please enjoy one last trailer. Until Stage 2022, my friends.
Hey, what's shaking, Big Z?
I've had it with you nitwits. I've been trying to knock that pink Branta next Saturday for the last 2 years.
This is exactly why we don't provide a 100% guarantee.
I ain't talking about satisfaction. You better send me your strongest monster right now or our partnership is through.
No can do, Mr. G.
What?
You've borrowed so much money from us that it has gone into default. Why would we want to give you something we know you can't pay for? We want collateral for this deal, DDD. But we're taking your kidneys, like it or not.
This doesn't include my kidneys too, does it?
Shut up, Escargoon. Fine. If you want collateral, I'll put my castle on the line. Deal?
Alright, it's a done deal.
This is your strongest monster. I knew you guys were chumps, but what in the name of...
I always knew those 3 Ds in your name were overcompensating for something. What the hell?
Kirby, that's the name you should know. Kirby, he's the star of the show. He's more than you think, he's got maximum pink. Kirby's the one. He comes from right, back at ya. He comes from right, back at ya. Give it all that you got, take your very best shot. He'll send it right back at you for sure, yeah.
How can I help you, King DDD?
I need a monster to claw with that there Kirby.
That's what we do best at NME.
You better get it with a money-back guarantee.
Kirby, saving the day. Kirby, he's here to stay. Don't be fooled by his size, you won't believe your eyes. Kirby's the one. Right back at ya.